Welcome to Mainland, your local regional television station. I'm Graham O'Brien, and some of the stories coming up in today's news. Manhunt for escapee, refugees feeling the change, building apprentice in with a chance, and more. Some in the Victory community are feeling uncomfortable about the decision made by New Zealand Red Cross to move the Refugee Service Office to Tahuna. The Refugees Resettlement Program has been operating from Bridge Street in Nelson since 2007, while the Red Cross has been operating all other services from its Parkers Road premises since the 1970s. Due to operational reasons, Red Cross have made a decision to move all services to Parkers Road. I spoke with Trevor Irwin, a solicitor for community law assisting refugees, and Tung Tung, who is a spokesman for refugees in Nelson, about their concerns over the negative effect this move will have on the local refugee community. Thanks for joining us, Trevor.
No problem, thanks Graham.
How do you feel that this moving of the Red Cross services will affect the refugees in Nelson?
It'll affect them greatly and in a negative way. The service is there for the refugees obviously, and at the moment there's a great wraparound service of a lot of community organisations, refugee services obviously, Multicultural Council, ourselves, community law, and also access to school, Victory Centre,
Yep.
WIN's office, it's all in a walking distance. It's a familiar office, they can drop in, and moving out to Tahuna, it's not just a shift of office across town, it's really upsetting to the refugees themselves. They've now got to catch a bus, 2 buses actually, all the way out to Tahuna and back again. So it just doesn't make sense to us. And
Yeah, so it is a bit further than what people realise. I've heard it's $11 actually round trip out to Parkers Road and back.
That's right, yeah, and it's not just the money, but that is an issue in itself. They're not wealthy people, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's 2 buses and then it's a walk from there. A lot of the refugees would generally be women with children using the service, would be carrying their babies, or young children, so it's a big deal to just to visit there now.
Sure, and in the office, in the Red Cross refugee office, they have translators, they have literature for the refugees?
That's right, yeah, and they've got people that can help them in whether it's Bhutanese or Chin or Burmese, whichever language they need assistance with. They're familiar with where it is, the people who are there. Not to say the staff are changing, but it's just the environment. They're just by the nature of where they've come from, they've had very unsettled lives, to say the least. So it's just adding to it, and the stress, and we're just worried about them not getting the service that they need.
Sure. And what's your concerns with the actual process that you've gone through? Suddenly they said we're moving, and that's it?
Yeah, well, there was a meeting. Shane Laulu, sorry if I don't get his name correct, came down to Nelson, had a couple of meetings, but it was more after the fact rather than any sort of consultation. So the only concrete answer we got there is that the Refugee Services is moving to Tahuna, and not what will be in its place to provide for the refugees in Nelson. So.
Sure, and Red Cross has come back and given us a bit of a statement, and they said that they're not an office-based organisation, that they actually are mobile and get out into the community. Does that comment fit with what you know of their services?
Well, we got some indication from that same meeting that they'd use a similar system in the Hutt Valley, in Wellington and the Hutt. They do have mobile services and offices it's like outreach offices. There was some indication that might happen in Nelson, but again, there's no commitment to that. It's just this might happen. They might be more mobile. They might have an office, a temporary office somewhere in Victory, but it's all just up in the air, it's just again very, very unsettling. And
yeah. So for Nelson, we don't really know what we're going to get. No,
that's right. It's exactly the only thing we do know is they're moving. And the other thing, it's not just for the refugees. Obviously, that's paramount, but it's the volunteers themselves. They come in to volunteer in Nelson City. They're often walking on bikes. They are volunteers after all. So now they, in turn, have to go all the way out to Tahuna just to volunteer their time, which adds to it. So it's just an inconvenience all round. Yeah.
Sure. Well, Trevor, thanks for that, and we might look into that a bit more. Like I say, Red Cross wouldn't give us an interview. They did send us a few statements, and we've covered a few of those points today. Hopefully, they'll come back after seeing the interview.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you, Graham.
Tung Tung, as spokesman for the former refugees in Nelson, how do you feel about this move of the Red Cross refugee services out to Parkers Road?
In my point of view, Parker Road's moving is very bad news. because a lot of people living in Victory Square, over 1,000 people. So Red Cross, they work for us, our former refugee. So if we cannot connect with Red Cross people, we don't have hand like that. So we really, really need Red Cross people to live in CBD area in Nelson.
Sure, I mean, it makes it nice and easy for everyone to get there. So, for the best case scenario for you, what would it be?
If possible, the best case is if they can live in Nelson. That is for me, I like the best. And then if not possible, like maybe 2 days in a week or 3 days in a week, if they can live in Victory Squares or in other place, that would be great.
Sure, and how about, I mean, a lot of the refugees work different hours, shift workers. Is there something that they need after hours service for these workers?
Yes, depend on family. A lot of people, they are working in factory, and then they don't, everyone is, same time is different. So if, for example, myself, I'm working and then I'm studying. And if I have free time, just I will go and Red Cross, and then if I have some problem, I will tell them. So in after working hours also, that will be great for us.
Excellent. Thanks very much for your comments, Tang Tang, and we wish you all the best for the former refugees and try to sort this problem out.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much for questioning, and then all the best. Thank you.
And now some man joins 9 others in a final showdown of top tradies to find our best of the best in this year's national final for the Registered Masters Builders Carter's 2015 Apprentice of the Year. 20-year-old Sean Campbell from Nelson is employed by In-House Developments Limited and has been named as one of the country's top carpentry apprentices who will compete in the final showdown this Friday. 10 regional competition winners will each build a children's playhouse at the Cloud on Auckland's waterfront on Friday, with the finished products to be donated to local charities. The apprentices have already competed against their local peers and were selected as regional winners. The national competition sees them go head-to-head over a 2-day event, finishing with a 45-minute interview with a national judging panel. The national winner will be announced at an awards dinner on Friday evening. The government has announced it will be giving the Waimarama Sanctuary through its Community Conservation Partnership Fund $127,000 for the next stage of the sanctuary's development. I caught up with Hudson Dodd of Waimarama Sanctuary to talk funding. Hudson, we hear you've got a bit of good news with a new grant. Can you tell us all about it, please?
Yeah, happy to. Hi, Graham. The Department of Conservation has an annual fund called the Community Conservation Partnership Fund, where they provide funds to community efforts that are achieving real conservation goals and engaging the community in conservation work. They fund projects all over the country, and the Brook Waimarama Sanctuary was fortunate enough to be one of the recipients of this year's funding. We received a grant of about $127,000, that's including GIST, from the department for work that will be actioning over the next couple of years.
Oh, that's great. It's fantastic to hear. And what kind of work will be made possible by this grant?
So DOC recognizes the significance of the Brook Sanctuary in terms of its potential for contribution to conservation. And so this grant is aimed at furthering our efforts to develop the sanctuary. The pest-proof fence, of course, is the key element that will enable the sanctuary to become a pest-free site and then allow for the reintroduction of rare species. And so this grant will specifically allow us to go through the process of, once the fence is completed, of removing the pests from the sanctuary, building on the trapping that's been done for 7 years now, removing lots of pests from the sanctuary, to finalize that, and then allow to get into the fun part where we begin to actually look at bringing back the vanished species that were native to Nelson but have long since gone, except for maybe a few remnant pockets here and there. So for instance, we'll be developing a captive breeding program for kaka, and we'll be doing that jointly with Project Janzoon, which is operating in Abel Tasman National Park, and with Department of Conservation. we'll be beginning pest control in what's known as the halo. So the sanctuary becomes a protected core to a much larger restoration vision for the wider landscape. So the nursery that's protected behind the fence will allow rare birds and reptiles to successfully breed and rear the next generation of young, many of which will then spread out beyond the fence. And so we'll be collaborating, we already are collaborating with other community initiatives in the area to do conventional pest control, trapping and hunting in the what's called the halo, the surrounding area. You can envision concentric circles going out from the core. This fund will allow for the establishment and an increase of pest control in the halo as well.
Hudson, it's a vision that we all really want to look forward to seeing. I mean, native birds in a multitude coming out of this protected area is something that we can, is only a pipe dream at the moment. So we're really looking forward to seeing it happen.
Yeah, I appreciate that enthusiasm, Graham, and I see that enthusiasm across the community. People have really got the vision, and it's important for us all to keep the vision in mind. The community has been working toward this goal for a long time, and for a decade or so. The fundraising for and then the construction of the pest-proof fence was the goal. That's what we were working toward. Thanks to a lot of hard work and a lot of people's generosity and the support from all levels of government and different funders, we've now gotten to that point. The fence is under construction. In fact, it's 2/3 built and will be completed next year. And it's from there then that actually the project actually begins. The fence was not an end, it was a beginning, and the fun part really begins after that.
Yeah, I was going to ask a little bit about how you're going on the project, and like you say, you're 2/3 through the fence. Is there anything else that we should know about that's happening up at the Brook Sanctuary?
Yeah, well, so as I was saying, the fence is the beginning. The fence will be completed in around May of next year, and following that, will dramatically increase the pest control, which will include a toxin operation and all the different aspects of removing the pests to finalize making the site safe for rare species. Captive breeding of kaka will commence. We'll construct an aviary that will become an exciting visitor attraction for people to come see the kaka as they're being raised and participate in feeding times and that sort of thing. And that's just the beginning of the sort of facilities and activities that will then follow. Because over time, each year, we'll be adding new species, new facilities, new opportunities for people to become involved and get engaged. But between now and then, there's still a fair amount of work to do. We're developing the sanctuary as a visitor attraction. So not only are we building the fence, we're building a whole amazing track system with bridges over the stream and viewpoints and interpretation, all the interpretive signage and everything that will go into it. And that's some ongoing work that the community is participating in. And I put the call out to anyone who's interested, who's not already gotten involved. There's still ample opportunity for people to roll up their sleeves and help us make this beautiful vision come to reality.
Yeah, as they say, many hands make light work. Are there any thoughts or discussion on what it will cost to get in, like an entry fee, or is it like the Provincial Museum where it'll be free for locals?
Well, so it's an interesting question, Graham. We have a business plan that projects revenues from the gate. So, I mean, that had a stake in the sand admission price for adults and families and so forth. And the vision's always been that it will be as affordable as possible to keep it available for locals. So it's on people's short list for things to do with visiting friends and family when they come to see you in sunny Nelson. Want to make sure that people want to come to the sanctuary, feel it's affordable and approachable. You brought up the Nelson Provincial Museum. Is it the same thing? Well, it's not the same thing because the Provincial Museum is actually a council-controlled organization. It receives funding from the ratepayers to make it free for admission. We're not in that same position. We're an independent trust, so we don't have that kind of funding support from council to make that same sort of offer. That said, we're very conscious about making it affordable, and we're in the process of looking at packages of what will it look like to pay maybe an annual fee for multiple visits, to have discounts for students, discounts for seniors, and different pricing options for different members of society so that everybody can participate. But that said, we're still in the process of finalizing those plans, so I don't have figures to just throw out today.
Sure, and it's something that I'd like to speak about, a locals only price.
Yeah, we're certainly keen on that.
Yes, so the locals. Hudson, thanks very much for your time, and once again, all the best for the project, and everyone's behind you.
Thanks very much, Graham. Appreciate the support.
Cheers. Nelson Police have been searching for 21-year-old Ihaka Kawana, who absconded from the Department of Corrections custodies at the Nelson District Court around 5 p.m. Monday after kicking the lock off the holding cell door. Kawana, along with Stephen James Vincent, were on trial in the Nelson District Court, both charged with robbery and aggravated robbery for alleged robberies they conducted together in Victory Square. A manhunt took place in the Washington Valley area late Tuesday morning with a helicopter in the air and police on the ground. An address in Rentone Street off Washington Valley Road was searched, and a man who was identified to Mainland by a police officer at the scene was Ihaka Kawana, who was arrested and removed. A truck and trailer unit which caught fire on Quarantine Road on Monday morning had been carrying up to 63 gas cylinders. The driver of the Summerland Express freight truck had first noticed smoke coming from underneath his trailer before pulling up and detaching it. He then drove his truck further up the road to get distance from the fire. The trailer blaze, which began soon after 6 a.m, was finally extinguished by 8 a.m, with fire crews staying longer to hose the trailer from above using a truck-mounted hydraulic platform. Keeping a safe distance from the hot gas cylinders they were cooling before removing. One affected Quarantine Road business, Tile Direct, was the closest to the blaze. Began having their window glass replaced after 3 p.m. when business owners and workers were allowed into the area. Meanwhile, Mainland understands that some airline passengers caught up with the traffic diversions missed their morning flights. Nelson Fire Station officer Craig Davies told media that the driver of the truck did everything right. An investigation has been launched into the cause of the fire. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Welcome to Smugglers Pub and Cafe, open 7 days a week with free parking all day. Our lunch menus have that fat old-fashioned flavour where we treat you like treasure with the food you'll savour.
We cater for children, grannies and granddads too, with special rates and privileges given to the elderly lunchtime crew. Our staff are friendly and kind and want to see you all come back time after time.
Daytime or evening, it doesn't matter. Give us a call on 546 4084 and we'll be happy to spoil ya.
I'm Francis from Nelson Auto Glass. We repair all auto glass, stone chips, windscreen replacements, scratch removal.
If you have an auto glass issue, our team will sort it.
Nelson Auto Glass Specialist, 84 Vanguard Street, Nelson.
Hi everyone, I'm Malcolm Harris from the Facilitators. We now look after sales for Mainland TV, radio, Sky and online. New Zealand On Air's latest Colmar Brunton survey confirms Mainland's large multimedia audience. If you're in business or want to put a message out to everyone in the Nelson Tasman region, plus nationwide on Sky or worldwide online, please give me a call or see our website at www.mainlandtv.nz.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics toys,
sound systems, cables and much, much more. JCar.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
World War I was a defining period in our history, impacting greatly on the lives of people from the Nelson province. Memories of the First World War is an exhibition which will be displayed in a number of regional venues and is currently on at the Nelson Provincial Museum.
Sit and Be Fit is on at the Victory Community Centre Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. at the Victory Community Church, 238 Upper Vanguard Street. School terms only. Fun while you get fitter, work at your level.
Victory 60 Plus is on Tuesdays at 1:30 through to 3:30 p.m. at 238 Upper Vanguard Street. You can join in for cards, games and a cuppa.
On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us, and we'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Are you tired of endless reality shows? Would you prefer to watch captivating documentaries?
They have swallowed cars.
Exciting movies.
Go ahead, load up and shoot.
Music for the soul.
And if you think I'd ate your fish and chips, I did, you're mistaken.
Programming from around the world. Places to visit. Local news and views.
I'm Graham O'Brien, and today's bulletin. Do you want to change the flag?
No, I don't want to change the flag.
Stay tuned to Mainland TV, your local station.
This is a beautiful 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home. It's a large internal access double garage. It fits 2 cars nicely with a little workshop bench at the end of it. In this room we have 2 large lazy boys, a 3-seater and a 2-seater leather lounge suite, 50-inch Samsung TV and a heat pump. Features are a cathedral ceiling and of course that beautiful view.
For relatively little cost, you too can sell your house. Do it yourself. You're the best person to promote and sell your own house. Your personal endorsement is the best selling proposition. Put yourself on screen and sell it. You know the attractions of your house. You know it better than anybody else. So, get up there and tell us all about it. Sell it.
Upstairs we have 3 bedrooms. One of these has a full ensuite, that's the master bedroom, with large bifold doors. Now out these bifold doors you get to a wraparound deck area that faces northwest, and this is lovely in the morning for sitting and having your coffee.
Hawk Films is now producing for you an advertising package and a broadcasting service at a price far lower than you would expect. We will produce your advertising video and feature it across TV, radio and electronic media. Your message will be up to 3 minutes long and it'll be broadcast 5 times a day on radio and TV. 5 times a day. And it will be listed online all day, every day, for exposure to your potential buyers. You can also use the ad and the photos to promote your house on radio, TV, Trade Me and other real estate sites. We can also offer drone aerial shots for a totally different viewpoint from the one you would normally see. Selling your house is up to you and your solicitor. We're here to merely add value to your advertising strategy. Give me a call and let's get your property on the market. Or better still, email or text me and I'll call you back.
I'm Francis from Nelson Auto Glass. We repair all auto glass, stone chips, windscreen replacements, scratch removal.
If you have an autoglass issue, our team will sort it.
Nelson Auto Glass Specialists, 84 Vanguard Street, Nelson.
Yes, yes,
Yes! Here at Yes Shop, we love the word yes.
yes!
We say yes to kitchenware. We say yes to beauty. We say yes to homewares. We say yes to fashion. We say yes to electronics.
Yes to Philips, yes to Dell, yes to Apple.
Happy Cool, Glad, Goldia, Hurom and thousands of other products in our store.
Yes!
Say yes to TV shopping that's all about fun, made right here in New Zealand with Kiwi presenters like me.
Yes! Say yes to the ultimate service.
With dedicated presenters taking the product out of the box and showing you how it works.
And what it can do for you.
Say yes to our international buying power. That lets us bring you the best bundles at the best bargains.
All from the comfort of your own home.
24 hours a day.
So what are you waiting for?
There's nothing quite like it.
Come with me.
Say yes to Yes Shop.
Yes!
Edward Gibbon, the bathroom specialist, have a great range of bathroom ideas at their showroom at 23 McGlashan Ave in Richmond. Call in and check out some of the latest bathroom designs and fittings. Edward Gibbon, the bathroom plumbing and drainage supply specialist, 23 McGlashan Ave, Richmond.
Welcome me hearties to Smuggler's Pub and Cafe, famous for hearty meals, craft ales and a friendly service way. Sensational seasonal menus with meals all day and evening too, or sail in for a snack with special menus for young smugglers and you. Settle in for a jolly old time, relax and enjoy our award-winning dining and lovely fine wine. Decked out in an old worldly way, we're open 7 days. Book or come on in to 8 Muritai Street, not far from a beach, walk or swim. Phone 546408.
Waimea Telecommunications, specializing in free-to-air digital television, internet broadband connections, telephone and telecommunications systems. Call Julian Toon at Waimea Telecommunications on 544-4203.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. We have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics toys,
sound systems, cables and much, much more.
JCar. 120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
Welcome me hearties to Smuggler's Pub and Cafe, famous for hearty meals, craft ales and a friendly service way. Sensational seasonal menus with meals all day and evening too, or sail in for a snack with special menus for young smugglers and you. Settle in for a jolly old time, relax and enjoy our award-winning dining and lovely fine wine. Decked out in an old worldly way, we're open 7 days. Book or come on in to 8 Muritai Street, not far from a beach, walk or swim. Phone 546408.
Nelson Tire Center, great prices, great service. Buy your own Bryford trailer, all types, all sizes. See Colin Douglas for your tires and batteries.